Moving on to your breaststroke, Evelyn. Very nice job here. This is what we want to see at the start and end of every single one of your breaststroke strokes. You should have those fingertips pointed forward, arms side by side, trying to make sure you're not in a streamlined position. You do want to have that head exactly what you have here, eyes looking down towards the bottom, head hidden behind the hands. And by having this sort of streamlined position up on the top here, you can actually take advantage of the power that the kick provides in the back of the stroke. So very nice job setting yourself up here. As you go into your first stroke, we want to see an outward sweep towards the side. Really nice job here. You can see the sweep and the fingertips will turn down, and the elbows should remain up close to the surface of the water. So do try to get those elbows up just a little bit higher. Really dig that forearm and fingertip down into towards the bottom of the pool, elbows up nice and high on the surface. That'll give you a nice solid base for you to lift the head and chest up out of the water to take your breath. So what we should see on the top of the water is the head and the chest popping up as one to this nice high vertical position. And then as the arms go forward underneath the water, we should see that head and chest fall down together as one. So it's going to be kind of like a bowing motion where you're sort of just let that head and chest fall face plant down into the water, and that puts extra force behind the hands as they go forward. So underneath the water, make sure you're properly supported. This is the position we want to be in, but we don't want anything extra in between this position here with those hands up in the front of us and the pull that you had before. So from right here, make sure you're really thinking about bringing those elbows and those hands tucked in front of the chest as quickly as you can. Elbows are still a little bit far tucked back. We do want to bring those forward just a bit, kind of right about to here or so. The hands will be nicely lined up here, and then that way the arm is up in the front to hold yourself up as you're in that breathing position. Now from this position, you know exactly what to do. The arms are going to shoot forward fast, and then the head and the chest, of course, fall down together as one to put that extra force behind the hands as they go forward. You have a little bit of kind of a hesitation, and your hands actually ended up sinking a lot lower than what we want to see. Keep those hands side by side, not on top of each other, and make sure you're really thinking about staying just below the surface. So you initially started right here at this point, and your hands ended up way down here at the end of the stroke. So instead of going down, remember, we want to go forward. That eliminates that extra motion of having to come back up again. Watching these strokes at full speed, you can definitely see that there's, again, a little bit of a pause before they go into that forward motion. Think about really trying to drive as far forward as you possibly can, as quickly as you can, and letting that head collapse behind the hands. In terms of your breaststroke kick, what we're looking for is the feet to come up towards the hips and the knees to stay in line with the shoulders. So in the beginning of the stroke, you can see there's those knees side by side, and by the time those feet come up towards the hips, they've actually separated way beyond outside the shoulders. So keep those knees in line with the shoulders and focus on instead just the bottom part of your leg coming up to take that first part of the kick. It should be from ankle to knee, and that's going to move up towards those hips. Once you get those toes to turn out towards the side, we're going to snap all the way around through, and we want to see two things here at this point. One, get those feet to touch so you get every single last bit of that kick power, and also make sure your toes are pointed back behind you. That'll help sort of lift the body up from this position here to something that's a little bit closer towards the surface of the water. Overall, though, very nice job with your breaststroke. Again, don't be afraid to get a little bit more power out of it. Drive those arms forward fast and snap those feet back behind you. Keep up the good work.